Now that I got the ignition switch to work, I threw some stir fluid in just to see if it would fire. I still believe I have a fuel issue. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try turning it over. Then I'm gonna check the spark plug. If the spark plug is wet, that means that I'm getting fuel to it. If it's not wet and dry, that means I have an issue of fuel getting up to it. That could be anything from the injectors to the fuel pump to maybe a clog somewhere. First step I'm gonna do, check the spark plugs. If the spark plugs are wet, then I will work on the ignition issue. If the spark plugs are dry, which I'm thinking they are, the thing I'm gonna do is pop open the where the sending unit is in the gas tank to see if there's enough fluid in it to be pumping through the system. Now that I think about it, I only put maybe a gallon of gas in there, and maybe that's just not enough fuel to be able to be sent all the way up to the engine. So I'll check that and then slowly try to troubleshoot and try to figure out where the issue is coming from. So that's the plan. Not sure if you can see that. It is dry. So that's telling me that there's no fuel getting into the cylinder. For as much as I've been cranking it, it should be super, super wet. So that is telling me that there's not a spark issue, but more of a fuel issue. So let's put this back in, and I'm gonna pull off the sending unit in the back and see if we have enough fuel in them. We just might be really low on fuel. So let's try that. There's definitely plenty of fuel in there. The fuel level looks good, so I know that's should be getting fuel to it. The fuel pump is working. I can feel it buzzing, and last time I cracked it to see if there was fuel in the line, and there is fuel in the line. I might throw this up in the air to see if there's fuel in the line. No, actually no, I'm just gonna go straight to here. Make sure the battery's disconnected, and then I'm gonna pull the fuel rail off, make sure that I have fuel in the fuel rail, and check out the injectors. I bought a rebuild kit for the injectors, so that might be something I need to do, but I think the first thing is to get this fuel rail off and check out the injectors and see if there's any fuel in the line. I got the injectors out. They look pretty rough. They're really, really gross. I'm hoping that this is it. I did see a lot of fuel come out of the fuel rail, and it smelled like new gas. So I know that the new gas is getting up to the fuel rail, but I'm thinking these are the reasons why it's not firing up. I'm gonna pull these apart, pull off this cap, clean them as best as I can, use some carb cleaner, tearing these apart. If these look too far gone, it might be spending money and buying new ones, which would suck because these are super expensive. and you can see there's a little bit of red on the top, almost like the same stuff that was in the tank. So it looks like there's some type of corrosion from the old gas sitting in there for 10 some years. So I'm gonna pull these apart, or at least try to test them and see how they do. I got one injector here. I put a piece of hose over top of it to put some carb cleaner through. I'm going to power it using 12 volts, and I'm just going to tap with the red. So put this 12 volt thing here, like this. I'm going to now put a little bit in here. So there should be in the top of there. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna be able to see some spraying here. I'm gonna blow into that and tap this at the same time. So let's see, hopefully this works. Maybe I should turn on the power first. Okay. Pretty sure that one works. All right, let's try another one. Oh, that one's not good. Not hearing any clicking off of this one. Let's try it again. I just got these filters out of the injectors, which were a pain to get out. Yeah, these things are really shot. These things are like filled with garbage. I'm gonna guess it's like the old fuel or something. Like this one's even ripped. Good thing I got the whole kit to replace that, so I'm gonna continue cleaning and hopefully get these back together. I got the injectors rebuilt, all new hats, spacers, and O-rings on both ends, new filters. It's my first time ever doing injectors, so I probably did them wrong, but hey, we'll see what happens. So I tested all of them out. They all work. They all have new filters in, and new hats. So let's throw these guys in and see what happens. I got the rebuilt fuel injectors in, rail on, everything connected, everything tightened. I gotta turn on the battery, and then let's pray that this thing fires up. So let me connect the battery up. It's running! Woo! Yeah! super excited, got it running. It was the injectors. The injectors were clogged. I needed to get a little help to get it fired up with some starting fluid, but it was the injectors that was causing the reason why it wouldn't run. I figured all the gunk and crap getting in there, but now it fires up first time. See, I don't even have to give it any fuel. Pop the switches on. Excited. I'm going to take the car for its first drive and we'll see how it handles. Just got done driving it. I feel like it's cammed. It's got this choppiness to it. So, I mean, the person did race this, so I'm thinking it's cammed, which is pretty cool. It does feel kind of peppy when you get on it, so that's nice. The exhaust sounds awful though. It quacks like a duck. So I'm gonna need to change that out.